Lyndon Arthur beats Anthony Yarde to retain his Commonwealth title. Post-fight reaction: Anthony Yarde defeated by Lyndon Arthur. Lines in the camp: stop, beaten, over split decision victory. Like, subscribe, share this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, hit the like button, drop your comments in the comment section below. What do you guys think about this fight? Have you seen the fight? Have you seen the results? What do you guys think about Anthony Yarde losing to Lyndon Arthur? Everybody said Lyndon Arthur's getting knocked out in devastating fashion. Not so. Split decision victory for Lyndon Arthur over Anthony Yarde. As I said, drop your comments in the comment section below if you've seen the fight. Let me see what you guys think. I'll be checking out your comments, replying to your comments, liking the comments. Let me see what you guys think about Lyndon Arthur versus Anthony Yarde. Light heavyweight title, split decision victory for Lyndon Arthur over Anthony Yarde. Scorecards went, I think they gave one of the rounds to Anthony Yarde. The other two judges gave Lyndon Arthur 115, 114, 115, 114, and then one of the judges had it a bit wider for Anthony Yarde by 111 to 117. So, you know, two of the judges had it close, and then one of the judges had it a bit wider for Anthony Yarde. You know, I think maybe one of the judges had it, one of the shots that, especially the 12th round, and maybe a few eye-catching shots, maybe that, you know, Anthony Yarde was able to land. One of the judges was more into that. Two of the judges, you know, had it closer. You know, Lyndon Arthur will use the jab successfully during the majority of the fight. But that's the take of the judges. What's my take on this one? My take, let's have it, man. Anthony Yarde, listen, Anthony Yarde lost this fight because of himself. He lost his fight because of himself. Let's jump into it. Lyndon Arthur, hats off to Lyndon Arthur. Solid jab, very successful with his jab. Very similar to what Joe Joyce did to Daniel Dubois, just that the jab was just less devastating. He, you know, kept the distance from Anthony Yarde using the jab, peppered Anthony Yarde with the jab. You know, Anthony Yarde was inactive for how many rounds was he inactive for? He didn't get enough work done. You know, Lyndon Arthur had the perception that he was controlling the fight with his jab. You know, and I think that was what ticked it over for him to get those two judges to give him the victory by 1 point. You know, Anthony Yarde inactivity is what cost him this fight. If you're losing on the scorecard, you know, to two judges by 115, 114, you know, all those rounds he was inactive for, you know, he would have just got the points. He would have beaten him, you know, probably like the 111, 117. You know, those two judges were looking at Lyndon Arthur's jab. They're looking at the way he was controlling the fight, you know, with his jab. And to top it up even worse, you know, the guy was fine as if he had an injured right hand. He didn't even let off his power shots. He caught Anthony Yarde a couple times with his right hand, and he should have used it a bit more, because in the post fight he didn't sound like he had an injury in that fight. Maybe he had something wrong before, but if he let off that right hand a bit more on Anthony Yarde, you know, could have given Anthony Yarde even more problems. But obviously in the post fight he said that Yarde had good defense and he was scared he didn't want to get countered or anything like that. Smart boxing. But you know, in terms of Anthony Yarde, rounds and rounds of inactivity, not enough rounds. He maybe a couple rounds he'll land some decent shots. You know, you put a couple rounds maybe that are close, you know, not much activity in the rounds. You know, Arthur will land a couple jabs, and then, you know, Yarde will land a couple of his own shots. But when you have rounds like that, they're open to interpretation. Some judges will say, well, you know, they like Lyndon Arthur's jabs. You know, it looked like he was controlling things at range with the jab. So another judge will say, well, I like some of the power shots that Anthony Yarde was able to land. It's all, when you leave rounds close like that, it's open to interpretation. You know, they didn't give him the benefit of the doubt of being the Frank Warren fighter. You know, you can't just, it's not good enough. What was the advice of Tunde Ajayi in the corner? You can't just be saying lions in the camp. What are you doing? This guy is clearly, the layman, the commentary even felt like Lyndon Arthur was winning the fight. Lyndon Arthur looked like he was winning the fight. If you watch it, I've watched the fight. Lyndon Arthur looked like he was winning the fight. If Lyndon Arthur was given a wider gap than the 115, 114, if they widened it just a bit, that wouldn't even shock me. That I would accept that result as well. Because Anthony Yarde was inactive. He was more active, he would have likely beaten Lyndon Arthur here. Because look at, it's only 1 point. He would have beaten him if he was more active in the early rounds. He turned it on later. He nearly knocked out Lyndon Arthur in the 12th round. He rocked him with a right hand. This guy was shook to his boots, rocked him. The guy managed to survive. Dogged it out. He managed to survive through his own shots. Caught Anthony Yarde with his own shots in the 12th round as well. And if Anthony Yarde had that in him, why didn't he, open up the hands earlier? Why did he wait until round 12, giving this guy opportunity to survive to the bell? Why did he wait until round 12 to open this up? Is it because he was scared of gassing out like he did against Sergey Kovalev? Lyndon Arthur is not Sergey Kovalev. He's not there. He's gonna pepper you with this stinging hard jab, ramrod jab like Kovalev can, and gas you out. And also, Anthony Yarde wasn't using as much energy in the early rounds, so like he did again in the Kovalev fight. So it's not like he was gonna gas out, in round 10 or something. This is Lyndon Arthur. This is a Commonwealth level fighter, British English fight. It's not like world level, world title level, where you need to be circumspect and distributing your energy across rounds. He could have stopped this guy. Look at, the guy wasn't even throwing his right hand. No, it looked like there's something definitely wrong with his right hand. He didn't say there was nothing wrong with it. He barely throwing his own right hand. Why didn't Tunde Ajayi or someone tell this guy, listen, this guy looks vulnerable here, not throwing his right hand. I think you can open up the hand, test the waters. Nothing, just lions in the camp. Come on, man. That's not good enough. We need to see what's going to happen, man. Drop your comments in the comment section below. My post-fight reaction to Lyndon Arthur versus Anthony Yarde versus Lyndon Arthur. Lyndon Arthur beats Anthony Yarde to retain his Commonwealth title. Anthony Yarde delivered a second defeat after his defeat to Sergey Kovalev, and the Kovalev defeat was more acceptable. This is someone stepping up, fighting cream puffs, puddings, journeymen, cab drivers, road sweepers, and cream puffs. He went up there and fought, Kovalev, and then he knocked him out. Now he's fought here. Lyndon Arthur was inactive, not totally inactive, but I don't think he did enough work in some of those rounds, and by 1 point, two judges have given it to Lyndon Arthur. If he did the work, more activity in those rounds, they would have, I believe that he would have probably beaten Lyndon Arthur on the scorecard here, So and he's gone here and he's lost to Lyndon Arthur by a split decision victory. He needs. I don't know what Tunde Ajayi, what kind of advice they're giving him in the corners. Not good enough. Advice there. And after the fight, post-fight reaction, Anthony Yarde believes it was a robbery. He believes the fight was a robbery. Listen. It depends. Everything depends on the perception of the judges. If the judges are looking at who's controlling the fight with the jab and things like that, that'll look like it's Lyndon Arthur. If the judge is looking for the more captivating shots, maybe accurate shots that look dangerous, who was putting on pressure, maybe you could, or stalking, maybe you could say that's Anthony Yarde. Well, two of the judges basically thought that, by 1 point, Lyndon Arthur was controlling the fight and deserved the win. Whose fault is that? Anthony Yarde there was not enough volume of punches. Just feints and where was the punch volume on Lyndon Arthur? This is someone that looked like he had an injured right hand. He basically won the fight with one hand against Anthony Yarde. We have to wait and see what happens. They're talking about the rematch. There's going to be a rematch for this one, but let's see what happens, man. Not the best performance from Anthony Yarde here. Not too much inactivity. Inactivity, it always open to interpretation, and it's just a risk, that you might lose. If Anthony Yarde here was fighting a proper world champion, a top elite world class heavyweight, would he be as inactive as he was? Was he just assuming that because he's a Frank Warren fighter, he'll get the benefit of the doubt and get the win, and he can have rounds of low volume and think he'll just win? You know, that didn't happen. He lost by 1 point across 2 judges, and lost on one of the scorecards by, you know, on one of the scorecards, and Lyndon Arthur gets the split decision victory. Moral of the story: be more inactive in rounds. Drop your comments in the comment section below. What do you think about what I've said? What do you think about Lyndon Arthur beating Anthony Yarde? You know, where does Anthony Yarde go from here? What's going to happen in the rematch if it does happen? Were you surprised by Anthony Yarde's loss and his inactivity in the fight? Like, subscribe, share the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, hit the notification bell, do all that good stuff. Drop your comments in the comment section below. Gonna check out what you guys are saying. Cool, let's do it, man.